Hello YouTube. Hello YouTube. This is just Kid02 here. I'm going to attempt this second time. I put the CD in my laptop computer, which I use to do YouTube videos, and I'm going to try to do again the Disney's Fairies Pirate Fairy Read Along Storybook and CD. Target exclusive. So let's begin.
As a group of pirates? To find out, read along with me in your book. You will know it's time to turn the page when you hear this sound. Let's begin now. On a beautiful day in Pixie Hollow, a free-spirited fairy named Serena was hurrying through Sunflower Meadows. Fairies usually flew everywhere, but Serena preferred to walk. Just enjoying a stroll. Serena heard the bell chime at the Pixie Dust Depot and quickened her pace. She didn't want to be late. Serena was a dustkeeper fairy at the Pixie Dust Depot. She spent her days tying up small packets of pixie dust. Without it, fairies wouldn't be able to fly. This day was a special day. Fairy Gary had called her for blue dust duty.
Serena, you're up.
The precious blue pixie dust was powerful. Just a tiny bit mixed in with the golden pixie dust made the golden dust multiply. Fairy Gary recited the formula.
All right then, exactly 26 specks.
Serena carefully added the blue pixie dust. Then, as usual, asked a million questions. Okay, but if there's blue dust, why can't there be other colors? What if there's pink? Fairy Gary looked at her seriously.
Let me be absolutely clear, Serena. Dust keepers are forbidden to tamper with pixie dust.
But Serena had been experimenting with pixie dust for a long time, with no result. Back at home, she lay her head on the table, and a speck of blue pixie dust fell from her hair. Inspired, Serena repeated her last experiment, this time adding a sliver of blue pixie dust. Suddenly, the dust turned orange. It worked! When Tinkerbell arrived, she was amazed to see that Serena had created orange pixie dust, which gave Serena the talents of a light fairy. While her friend continued to make more colors of dust, Tink was cautious.
Serena, I really think you should stop.
Surprised, Serena turned and accidentally spilled the jar of pink dust she had just created onto a sapling. Vines grew everywhere, out of the cottage and across Pixie Hollow, where they burst through the walls of the Pixie Dust Depot. Outside the Dust Depot, Queen Clarion couldn't believe her eyes.
Oh, how did this happen?
When Fairy Gary saw the pink dust, he knew how it had happened. He was very disappointed in Serena.
You were told not to tamper with pixie dust. I think it's best if you don't come into it.
With a heavy heart, Serena packed her things and flew away. 1 year later, all of Pixie Hollow gathered for the Four Seasons Festival. Tink and her friends, Fawn, Lydia, Silvermist, Rosetta, and Iridessa, were backstage at the amphitheater, getting ready to perform. The girls saw a mysterious fairy trailing pink dust, flying above the spectators. It was Serena. Poppies appeared everywhere the dust settled. Rosetta was alarmed. She knew the poppies would make everyone flee.
Guys, we gotta hide! Now!
When the girls came out of hiding, everyone was in a deep sleep. Clank, who'd also been undercover, knew where Serena had gone.
Yes, I saw her flying towards the dust depot.
At that very moment, Serena was opening the chest that held the basin of blue pixie dust. She smiled as she picked up all of the blue dust and flew off. Tink didn't know why Serena would take the blue pixie dust. We have to find her. As they reached the coastline, Tink could see a pirate ship with a rowboat heading for it. A faint blue glow came from the rowboat.
They must have captured her, forced her to take the dust.
Tink and the fairies peeked into the rowboat and saw Serena hold up the blue pixie dust. The pirates cheered. One grinned at Serena.
Your plan worked perfectly, Captain.
Tink couldn't believe it.
Just get the dust and get out of here.
The fairies used their talents to confuse the pirates and grab the dust. But Serena chased the girls and threw multicolored dust at them. The fairies fell backward, right into a waterfall, and Tink lost her grip on the blue pixie dust. When the girls came to, they found that Serena's dust had switched their outfits and their talents. Rosetta was the fairy who was the most upset.
Look at my outfit! Orange is not my color!
It took a while to adjust. Tink, now a water fairy, finally figured out how to part the waterfall, but only for a short time. The water pushed the girls down a leaf slide and onto the beach. Rosetta landed on a strange rock and heard a crack. Except it wasn't a rock at all. It was an egg. Out wriggled a cute baby crocodile. Even though Rosetta was now an animal fairy, she backed away.
Nice little harmless, sharp-toothed, hungry crocodile.
The baby croc grabbed Rosetta and gave her a big kiss. But now the pirate ship was gone. Silvermist used her new fast-flying talent to zoom into the sky.
You guys, I saw it. Up the coast. Let's go!
But the other fairies couldn't fly. Their wings were still wet. Vidya, with her new fondness for tinkering, crafted the croc's eggshell into a boat. Silvermist towed the girls across the water until a huge wave hurled the fairies onto the ship. Tink and the girls hid as the pirates, led by James, the cabin boy, toasted Serena. They had asked her to make them fly, but she promised something even better. Serena would make the whole ship fly. The pirates and Captain Serena laughed about the plundering they would do in their flying ship. Just then, a shadow passed over the deck. The girls turned to see Skull Rock dead ahead. Something was glowing inside its cave. Iridescent gasped.
It looks like
Rosetta finished her sentence.
the pixie dust tree back home.
Now Tink knew why Serena wanted the blue pixie dust.
That's how they're gonna fly. She's gonna make pixie dust.
Staying out of sight, Tink, Silvermist, and Vidya followed Serena to her cabin. She was preparing the blue pixie dust for the tree. James set a plate of food in front of her, watching as Serena worked.
So the secret is the infusion of the blue dust directly into the tree. Very impressive, Captain.
Serena flew up into the pixie dust tree with a vial of blue pixie dust. Tink and the fairies wanted to sneak up on her, But Iridessa, who hadn't yet mastered her new garden fairy talent, accidentally touched a branch. It grew and grew, carrying the girls right up to Serena. Tink pleaded with her to come home, but Serena wouldn't hear of it.
I'll never go back to Pixie Hollow.
Suddenly, Tink and the others were scooped.
Okay, that's it. Part 1. See you in part 2.